What's so funny about Sweden? According to Mr. Karl Ellwein. In 2006 he went with Bostic in his blackout SS to Sandepot in England, Glenn and Celeste too. Smokey Jonas was crew chief. It was a tremendous event with 9.84 seconds to celebrate. Then Karl went home to prepare his own prize-winning DGGM for an European adventure. This was before he was married. Bye bye heavy eliminator, see you soon. Then in Sweden the fixer took care of things. The fixer sent both Impalas by train up north to Umeå, and there Karl had the chance to meet his northernmost customer, Kentadine. The Impalas were then transported by the NSA Trucking Company further north to Pitedragway, sponsored by truck driver Oman. Pitedragway. Here Karl was interviewed because he was the first American to race at this drag strip. Crowd cheered. Karl had a close look at the Swedish drag racing that started in 1968. In the evenings we made Swedish cuisine, even surströmming, fermented herring. Sorry about that, Karl. And racing wasn't so good either for Karl. In the semis at past 10 o'clock p.m., he met Bostic and lost power. It was one of his business cards which blocked the air. He had forgotten to take away his promotion material under the hood. The race was called at midnight because of raindrops. At 3 a.m. the sun hit the trees. Next morning we drove our Impalas south for an hour, to the next drag strip in Fällfors. We could park our cars in a hangar until next weekend. So now we had a few days to show Karl some of the best things with Sweden. Going further north, of course. Reindeers to break for, and streams to walk in. At Moscow Sal, Karl got Arctic char on thin bread. To kill for. Then at the Arctic Circle, Karl could try to hover. We stopped at Porjus. Karl wanted to take pictures of the largest hydropower station in Sweden to show his work buddies at the nuclear plant. You can actually hear the power running in the lines. We're adding more and more exciting things for our guest. In the northernmost town, Kiruna, we could see Sweden's highest mountain, Kebnekaise, and the Norwegian mountains shine with the midnight sun. At the Ice Hotel in Jukkasjärvi, we visited their ice stock, and could test work the material. Karl did a thorough test. There, he also got to meet Sami people. Inside the typical Sami wooden goatee. Going south again, we stayed over at Kokkola known for its fantastic fishing of whitefish. At Haparanda, Karl walked through the world's northernmost IKEA store which serves 5 nations. Back at Fällfors, now Ola joined with his blown 96 DGM, which made us 4 Impala SS at the drag race. Quite remarkable. Karl got a little time over to sew on a Swedish flag, but there is always someone with more flags. After the typical drivers meet, Karl worked with his bracket skills. And we were eating all the time, thanks to Agneta and Axel. These July nights were so cold that even the mosquitoes stayed inside. Karl lasted to second round where another Anders took the win, but Karl at least got a nice award, the long distance. Then we drove for 3 hours south to Umeå again, enjoying our 3 black colors. Now Karl left his heavy eliminator in Sweden, for sale. Before he left we asked him what he thought was the funniest moment during his stay in Sweden. He said, "Hardy har, lardy dar." What? He had seen a slogan of a trailer rental company on the road and that was the funniest of all things in Sweden. Rent here, leave there. Hardy har, lardy dar.